audible in the whole session. So this was one instruction, and yeah. So before starting, is there anyone who have contributed or tried to contribute in open source before? Right. Okay. So maybe the people who have tried, it's very cool. Like, just tell me, let's have an interactive session. So basically, if you have tried, maybe you have faced some hurdles or something. Will you like to elaborate on that? What you actually faced?
I was trying to contribute to Mozilla.
Okay.
I read their documentation and I was trying to run it on my machine.
Okay.
And the code base was around 2 GB. So once the code base stops downloading, then you have to restart downloading again.
Okay.
And then after downloading that running part, you have to sit in front of the laptop and wait for that to run. It takes around 2 to 3 hours. So I was okay. I will go.
Okay. This was one. Right.
Basic. I tried to contribute to a front-end project, Bootstrap. So, but there were some problems. Like every project has some like bugs. So, but I was not able to figure out the best way to provide a solution for that. So I was not.
So maybe okay. So yes, this is basically a purpose of this session, like how you can actually start, because going for any big project, there are n number of things that happens. Their code base is like thousands of lines long. There are n number of contributors contributing to the code base. Plus, if you go for something like operating system, certainly the code base is huge to download. First, this is one aspect. So, what we are going to focus in this session is first how you can start, how you can identify the projects you want to contribute. Then, when you have identified the projects, how to actually let the community know that you want to do something, so that why the purpose is when you let the community know who you are, what you are trying to do. Anytime you feel stuck, you can just put a question in the community, like I was trying to build this project of yours, but on my system this is showing these errors. So can anyone help me in this? This is one very important thing, because if the community don't know about you, probably your question might get ignored. Specifically, this happens in big projects like Ubuntu, or there is Linux kernel. Specifically, if I should say about Linux kernel, because I was contributing to it, they don't accept questions which are so obvious to answer and can be found out by having a simple Google search. So yes, you have to think about what you post. You have to think about how you post it. Your language does matter. No one in a community will like to hear that a person here is being bossy on me. I am in a community, each and everyone is volunteering. They are giving time to the project on their own will, and you don't have any right to say that no, how can you do this? No, you can't. This is not. So before I start with the whole session, let me have a small introduction, like why I am conducting this and not some other person right now. So about me, I am an open source contributor since last 2 years. I have like joined Mozilla Delhi first for my open source contributions. Then I had delivered some talks with them in different universities in the north region. Like we went to NIT Neemrana, we went to MSIT, we had a session at Jamia. Basically, the talks consisted about how you can use an open source tool known as Mozilla WebMaker. After that, I have started contributing to Fedora project. And what I contribute to in Fedora project, I contribute to quality assurance, release validation, and performance testing. Plus, recently I have also started with the community operations in the Fedora community. So if there are new terms like quality assurance, what is release validation, soon it will be very much covered up. You will be knowing how you can start with that also. So let's have this. Great. So first topic goes is free and open source software. Okay, so like what's your idea about free and open source software? Anyone can answer? I guess so. You might be using it.
Open, like anyone can contribute to it. You can make changes. If they are accepted, they'll include it in the next release.
No, I'm not talking about contribution, but I am talking about what you think about free and open source.
Okay. Free to use,
Free to use,
distribution.
okay.
So
What is open?
freeware is basically free to use, which has a license that gives you the prerogative to distribute it amongst your peers. That's freeware. Open source is slightly different. So open source is different in the sense that you can contribute to it. However, if you are building a project on that same project, like for example utilizing the Linux kernel for something else, that project also has to be open source, unlike freeware.
Okay, so this is one thing. Anyone else? यार आपने किसी सही में Linux यूज नहीं करा. Okay, like any other program except Photoshop and something like that. Okay, so first thing I have to tell is there's a difference specifically in freeware and FOSS. What the difference lies is, a free software might be that you don't have to pay for it, but yes, you are never allowed to modify it also. You cannot use it, change its code, and then say, yeah, this is my software, and you are now you can market it or maybe say something like, okay, this is my software, use it. This was built into my brand. No, you can't do that. But the concept of free and open source lies in the software is free as well as you are allowed to modify it. Maybe you thought that it doesn't exactly suit your need. You want to add some features. Add some features, brand it on your own, use it, share it with others. You can do that. There are some like licenses. Like I don't want to elaborate much on that, but there are some licenses like which allow you कि अगर तुमने एक सॉफ्टवेयर मॉडिफाई करा है, तुम्हें अपने सॉफ्टवेयर का कोड पूरा प्रोवाइड करना पड़ेगा. But then there are software licenses like तुमने मॉडिफाई करा है, ठीक है, कोई इशू नहीं है. अब तुम उसका सोर्स कोड शेयर करना चाहते हो या नहीं करना चाहते, इट्स अप टू यू. यूज इट एज योर ओन कंप्लीटली. So this was a small concept of free and open source. So why is it even important? We have Pirate Bay for Microsoft Office, Photoshop, and in other torrent sites, which gives us free and open software to use. So why do we even need free and open source? How can it help you? This is one very major thing. Like if you are contributing somewhere, you might have a question like, how will it benefit me? So how it benefits you? First thing, there right now, like in the industry even, there's a big shift. First there were monopoly being like Microsoft के servers use हो रहे थे, Windows was being used at 90% of places, and 10% was like they had the university has its own operating system which they are running, they have their own programs. But now there is like a shift. Each and everyone is starting to move to open source. Why? Because first there is a big community support. There is a bug, it gets filed, it gets fixed by the community, and one fix is applicable to a large audience. Like if there are 5 companies using it, then there will be 5 people who get benefit from one fix. Secondly, okay, so on a monetary basis, yes, open source can be changed into a monetary thing. Like, take an example. A company has is funding an open source project. Like, let's talk about Fedora and this thing. Fedora is an open source project completely maintained by the community. It is also sponsored by Red Hat. Now, what happens in this case is, when Fedora releases, obviously on a maturity level, and when it is termed as stable to use, what happens is Red Hat uses that code fox it. Then they fix their bugs. Some bugs like which are critical to the enterprise. Like there might be somewhere that performance is lagging, which might not affect you as a person, but it can affect a company because they have a huge amount of data that is to be passed. So they fix it. They market their operating system. Plus, what they have fixed, like I have fixed this performance issue. What they do is they submit that fix back to the Fedora project so that other people can also use. So yes, now Red Hat is a company. So they are using it. Plus there are other things also like on top of open source projects, you have things like support services because not everyone is technical to install an operating system or maintain it over a large time. As a provider, you can also provide support to them, and that can be a source of income to you. So these are small concepts like of how can it benefit you. Plus, when you are contributing to an open source project, first you are getting recognized not just between 4 people in your classroom or 200 people in your college, but no, if you have contributed something significant, certainly each and everyone out there in the world will be knowing you because at the end they are using your work. At least there will be something Mozilla, Fedora, Ubuntu, and Linux kernel, some other projects like these. They have a huge community. What you work on there, like let me say, Mozilla has a new project named Servo. It is a new browser engine. I started contributing to Servo. Now what happens? When this project matures and Mozilla thinks that now it's mature, let's release a browser over it. What happens? What I contributed will certainly be used there, and each and every person who downloads that new browser will be also using my work. So yes, I have did something. Yes, there is a question of knowledge. You certainly can work as an individual. There is no doubt. As an individual, you can make your own project. You can make even a product. But the thing comes is, do you know how it actually documents? Will it even scale? Will you get to know about like, हाँ यार हमारा प्रोडक्ट बन गया है, अब चलो इसे पब्लिकली रिलीज करते हैं और कोई इसे यूज कर पाएगा? बिकॉज हमने तो अपने आप बनाया था, हमने अपने अकॉर्डिंग जिस तरीके से हमें ठीक लगता था, हमने उसके बाद नेमिंग कर दी, हमें पता था हमारा एक फंक्शन यही काम करता है, हमें डॉक्यूमेंटेशन की भी जरूरत नहीं थी, छोड़ो. बट व्हेन यू गो ओपन सोर्स, these things matter. Why? Because if I want to contribute in a project, I am new. How will I get to know about that? How should I start contributing? What your code does? This is a function name XYZ. यार ये करता क्या? XYZ काम print करता है क्या ये मेरे लिए? Sir, you need a documentation. You need a proper support system to help new contributors get it. This is the spirit of open source. You get to learn a lot, new technologies. Plus, हाँ, जहाँ पे अड़ोगे, कहीं पे obviously there are hurdles everywhere. Like first time I contributed to Servo, I was also stuck. Like this is the file, this is something. So अब पता कैसे चले भाई क्या पे क्या करना है? There was this one person who helped me all over the time. Like yes, you have written this code. Now do this, do that. And suddenly at that point of time, my code was accepted in like 4 days. But yes, even if I have written 5 words in the code, I got to learn a hell lot of things in that. I got to know how a community works. Important, the most important thing. So this thing happens like, but yes, we have to start somewhere. Like I have covered this. Secure. How should I say secure? किसी को idea like free and open source, whole protocol is secure.
Because those get fixed instantly.
Okay. अच्छा ठीक है. Windows के अंदर कितनी बार वायरस डैमेजेस हो चुके हैं किसी के? Like पेन ड्राइव लगाते ही डेटा गायब.
device now.
So this is one thing, like when a thing is closed, as a person you don't know what happens inside it, you don't know how you can fix it. But when a thing is open, okay, I found this thing, like ये चीज जो है ना मुझे allow करती है कि मैं किसी और भी सिस्टम में लॉग इन कर लूँ डायरेक्टली and remotely and सारी उसकी एक्टिविटीज मॉनिटर कर सकूँ. I report it to the community. Obviously, this is a big security issue for anyone. Community thinks about it, and certainly the time gap between issue getting posted and getting resolved will be less because they don't have a monetary benefit. They are fixing it for themselves. They are fixing it for each and everyone else also. So yes, this also makes something secure because fixes are quick. Okay, why free and open source? One is career advancement because you get to know new technologies, you get to know the current standards that are being followed in the industry. How to document. At the end, when you have some interview, you can suddenly go and say, yes, I have contributed in this project, I have did this work, and yes, I know this and this. This makes me more eligible than any of your other candidates. You have an advantage over someone who have just gone through his books, who have gone through his BTech. Other is community. When you get to interact with them, you are not limited to one person's knowledge level. You can just pick anyone, someone, there might be like, could be a person who is having a lots of technical knowledge, a huge amount of wealth you can have. And yes, the thing is, there might be like sometimes, even when you get stuck on your own projects, you can ask for the help in that also. Because at the end you know the person, you know the people around in the project. So yes, it will directly benefit you. If not directly, then indirectly, but it will for sure. And third is recognition. Okay, I have contributed. Now what? Am I getting featured? Am I getting something for that? So nearly each and every open source project is having some kind of recognition system. Like if I talk about Mozilla, if I talk about Fedora, they have a badge-based system. Badges are there, and then there are like in Mozilla there are you can I should say vote a person. Like if you have done something significant, I as a representative of a community can promote you. In Fedora, like if you contribute something, if you have like you have started contributing in quality assurance, you get one badge. First testing. You tested 20 packages, one other. And certainly you slowly get featured on their badges side. Leaderboards and all, like who's contributing how much in the thing. There's this recognition plus then open source communities have certain types of talks that happen all over the world. If you are doing something good, you certainly have a chance and a say that I want to attend this talk that is happening and I would also like to speak. And why will they deny you when you have done something great? So certainly you are getting recognized for your work. Okay, so the thing is areas of contribution. Like I can't say we are in BTech, so we are limited to, we should contribute to technical only. There might be people who are good at writing, there are people who are good at drawing, or there are people who are just good at marketing a thing. So you are never limited to technical only. It's not that कि अगर मुझे coding नहीं आती तो I can't do this. No. There are other things also like, let's see. First talking about technical. First is code, develop with them, fix the bugs. Second is quality assurance. Okay, what quality assurance is? I release a software. Now it is going to run on different systems. सबका hardware अलग हो सकता है. The software operating system it is running on वो भी different हो सकता है. Will my software perform? Will it run properly? This is a class of quality assurance. That when a software is released, they test it. They test it with n different methods. लाइक ये बटन दबाने पर एग्जैक्टली मेन्यू आना था, आया। अगर मैंने ये बटन दबाने था, ये बटन दबाया तो क्या आया मेन्यू में? और did what I typed on keyboard did appear in the screen? They tested properly. यार ये सीधी सी बात है, अगर एक सॉफ्टवेयर मैं दबा एंड रहा हूँ, वहां पे आ बाहर है, that's no use because it degrades the quality, and when the quality is down, the open source project certainly is down. So quality assurance does that. They test it and they report it that yes, your software is working good, and if not, these are the things we found out while testing. There is debugging. Okay, crashed, software crashed. But where? What happened actually? What caused the crash to happen? Debugging, fixing those bugs, performance testing. Like, okay, I can speak a lot about this, but on a very brief note, it is something. I am running Windows. What if copying 100 MB file takes 7 hours? And certainly no one will like it. यार 100 MB फाइल है, 7 घंटे कौन लेता है? Now this comes in performance part. वहाँ पे किस चीज के कारण वो कॉपी होना रुक रहा था? What was happening in that case? So this was performance testing. You find the reason why the software is not performing well. Then you report it and you also tell कि ठीक है यार, हमने ये ढूंढ तो लिया रीजन, और इसको अगर तुम्हें फिक्स करना है, you can do this. You can change these of a system parameters. You can like install software this way, and this will give you better performance. Use a better hard drive, maybe use a better processor in the system, and it will work properly. So this is performance testing and analysis. Non-technical. First is documentation. Seriously, it's very important, far more than the code contribution itself, because जो भी एक नया बंदा आएगा, it can be a contributor, it can be a user. He will be looking forward to the documentation first, because उसे नहीं पता तुम्हारे प्रोजेक्ट कैसे शुरू करना है, कैसे नहीं करना, और documentation serves as the first point. Then there is graphics and design. Every software has an identity, each and everything. If there is no icon, there is no art that is representing a software, the software might just get lost in a hurry, because it represents you, it represents the identity of the software, it represents the thinking behind the design of the software. Windows has a logo of 4 squares representing a window. Linux has a penguin representing it. Fedora, they have a bubble. Mozilla, Firefox, they have an identity. So this is graphics and design. This is also one of the most important parts you can contribute to. If you are a good artist, go for it. Evangelism. Okay, there are people who are more good at identifying others. Like, if I am talking to someone, I can like identify, yeah, this person is good in this thing, and हाँ यार ये मेरे प्रोजेक्ट के लिए इस तरीके से मुझे हेल्प कर सकता है. So I can identify. This is something like what HR does. What HR does in a company, they identify people who are worthy to work. Evangelism. And then at the end is marketing. Project बन गया, open source भी है, सब कुछ है. अब पब्लिक इसे यूज करे, प्रमोट करना उसको. Promotion is obviously important. If no one knows about your project, it's no use. No one will be using it. क्या करोगे उसके बाद कोड करके? So this is also one of the things you can contribute to. Okay, how to start with open source contributions? First is introduce yourself. How? Like most of the projects have 2 ways in which you can introduce yourself. First is the communication channel through IRC, Internet Relay Chat. It's just a live chat like what we do on Facebook, but on a different open servers. The community people are present there. You can go there. You can certainly find the URL of the particular IRC through the project site. Go there. Tell them that yes, I am this and this, like I am Saurabh. I am interested in your project, and these are my technical skills and want to contribute in this area. There will be people who will reply you, who will help you, like from where you can start in that project. And then there are mailing lists. Mailing list what purpose will serve? Like यार ठीक है तूने करवाया, तुम्हारा IRC में कभी-कभी होता है कि reply ना आए. Reason being time zones are different. When we are awake, the other person just might be sleeping. So put your question on the mailing list. In mailing list, each and everyone who subscribe to it get your question, get your introduction. So yes, you do have to be careful when you say something, because you just can't say any abusive things. And once you say it, just see, either you will get ignored, and if the community is very active, then get ready to get bashed by the community itself. Like how are you able to speak that? So mailing list also serve one purpose of introducing yourself. Just wait for some time and I will just show you how the mailing list actually works. Creating your identity. Okay, Facebook पे क्या करते हो? Use करने के लिए. Create an account. That's your identity on Facebook. Even you use that account to log into other services also. Like कई sites जब कहते हैं you can log in with Facebook. It represents your identity. Similarly, each and every open source project has its own identity. They just might be using your registration forms. They can allow you to log in through your Facebook account, Google accounts, or they have their own systems. Like there's one centralized system where you can register, and then you can go to any website of that community and log in with that particular one account. So you don't have to like on going to a magazine site, you have to log in with a different account. Going to a different site, you have to log in with a different account. No, one account serves it all. So that identity is important because it will represent you. When you contribute, you are contributing with that identity. When someone wants to know about you, they will find you through that identity. And discuss your ideas. Okay, so the thing is, मुझे पुराना तो कुछ कम्युनिटी में अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, but हाँ, I have an idea जिससे आपका प्रोजेक्ट जो है वो improve हो सकता है. But you are in a community, you are not a lone soldier who can go and fight. Put your idea forward. Yes, I think about this. This will benefit the whole community in this way. So, yes. Now I need your opinions. Should we go forward with this? Should we implement it? What's your opinion? How can we improve it? People will read your idea, they will reply back. And yes, you are started. So that was small introduction of free and open source. Talking about Fedora. So what Fedora is, it is an open source operating system based on Linux kernel, which itself is an open source project in itself, and literally a very large open source project. So what Fedora does is, they have their very different use cases. It is being used by home users, it is being used by enterprises, and it is being used by small scale businesses. To do what? To manage their work, to manage their infrastructure, and then there are other services built on top of Fedora, like virtualization, which allows you to run multiple servers on single machine. So there are a lot of things that goes on. And now just imagine, if 50 million people all over the world are using your product, then you are answerable to each and every crash that happens. And you can never ever release a thing. You say that no, we haven't tested this thing, but we are pretty confident that it will work because it worked previously. No, you will be answerable because a company like Facebook can't afford your operating system crash kar jaye chalte chalte, and the site is down for like 7 hours. They will be doomed, and they will be like finding people to kill everyone everywhere. ये है कहाँ ये लोग जिन्होंने ऐसा सॉफ्टवेयर शिप कर दिया अचानक से. So how the Fedora project works is, there are large number of contributors who work in development, who fix the kernel, who when a new thing is released, they update the documentation. So people know these are the changes, how they can use them, how they can take the advantage of that. there is a lot of debate that happens behind each and every release. Features are set, removed, modified. It happens. There are times like एक फीचर शुरू में प्रपोज हुआ था 20th अप्रैल को प्रोजेक्ट की रिलीज पे प्रपोज करा गया था कि हाँ वी शुड अलाउ डायरेक्ट बूटिंग. नवंबर में रिलीज है हमारा बट द फीचर इज नॉट इंप्लीमेंटेड. द कम्युनिटी कैन वोट ऑन कि ये फीचर रिमूव कर दिया जाए इस रिलीज से पूरी तरीके से बिकॉज इट्स नॉट रेडी येट. एंड दिस इज हाउ द प्रोजेक्ट वर्क्स. दे वोंट शिप यू अ थिंग व्हिच इज नॉट रेडी. So at the end, who's at advantage? The customer, the person who's using it. So how to start? The first thing goes is when you want to contribute to Fedora, you will be requiring Fedora because if you don't know what it is, you don't know how to work with it. So going on with this website, start.fedora project. Let me just show you. So there are three sections basically: documentation, help for Fedora users, and get Fedora. Documentation does is Fedora के बारे में like थोड़ी बहुत information देना, how you can contribute, how you can work with it, where to go for installation and what. Help for Fedora users, got stuck, have some common query, how to set up a desktop, how to change username, passwords. Go to the section get Fedora. In Linux, operating system is released and there are then patches to it. And अगर मैं तुम्हें एक DVD देता हूँ जो Apple की थी, what you are using on is the latest security features in that. So get Fedora. When you click it, you get the latest version of Fedora from the site directly. इसको तुम use कर सकते हो. No issue of security bounce backs because it's up to date. And then there are latest news from Fedora magazine. Like how do people are using Fedora in their day-to-day lives. I will just show you how the magazine exactly is, how the thing works because I was contributing to it recently. So in Fedora where you can contribute, there is release engineering. What it does is जब भी कोई ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम फेडोरा का रिलीज होने वाला होता है, it goes through several stages. First there is a branch named as rawhide, which gets updated it can get updated on a minute scale basis. Each and every minute, like I pushed a change to a package, updated to rawhide. In a day there are a lot of changes. Each and every day the release changes. Now each and every day you can test it. Like कि अब हमारा इस डे के बाद ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम प्रॉपर्ली फंक्शन कर रहा था या नहीं कर रहा था. नाउ देयर इज अ स्टेज कम्स जब हमारे फीचर सेट जो है एक बेसिक स्टेशन फायर हो जाता है. एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम व्हाट द प्रोजेक्ट डज इज दे स्विच फ्रॉम rawhide टू branch. Like they take the code from that particular day and shift it to another branch. अब उस कोड में क्या होगा, उसमें बग फिक्सेस देखे जाएंगे, उसको पॉलिश करा जाएगा रिलीज के लिए. For next 2 months, 3 months, there might be new additions of packages जो stable हैं, like kernel. If there is a stable kernel release at that time, they just might upgrade the kernel part before the final release. इस टाइम पर भी एक release validation नाम की चीज चल रही है, release engineering. What they do is वहाँ पे कई सारे ना उनके wiki के ऊपर test cases दिए हुए हैं. Like आपने Fedora डाउनलोड करा है, इसको इंस्टॉलेशन टेस्ट करो. इंस्टॉलेशन कैसे टेस्ट करो, इस तरीके से पर्टिकुलर. हमारा ये लॉगिन सिस्टम था फेडोरा का, आप ऐसे टेस्ट कर सकते हो इस चीज को. रिलीज इंजीनियरिंग टेस्टिंग कम्स इज देयर इज अ सॉफ्टवेयर LibreOffice. इट्स एन ओपन सोर्स अल्टरनेटिव टू Microsoft Office. They release it, they push it to the Fedora release. Like please include this is the update. Now, is it working after the update or is it not? That's testing. Testing that package. Then there is packaging. What packaging is? Like it's an open source project. Every software can't, like two people in the community can never submit it to the paint repository. Like there are 30,000 packages, how can two people manage that? Then there are people who are contributing in this thing. They take the software source, package it, because every Linux operating system is using some kind of package manager which allows you to install the software directly. Like DNF install package name, DNF install LibreOffice. It will download the package from Fedora's repository, install it on your system. Now this is also done by a few people who maintain that, who are responsible for updating that package. There is website, obviously they are public, people get to know about them. How? Through the website. You can contribute there also. Internationalization. Okay, so I know Hindi. The project was completely written in English, but there are people who don't know English. So what I can help is, I can translate that strings into Hindi language. I can translate it into Tamil, I can translate it into Bengali, I can translate it into Dutch. So, translation, artwork, the graphics part, designing logos, designing the user interfaces, community operations. Community operations, community is large, you have to manage it. Like there are updates, people are working, and they certainly expect sometimes that, yeah, I was working, I should get something. When a person is contributing way too much, community is responsible for featuring them, getting them recognized. So community operations works like it, this thing. They manage the magazine of Fedora, they manage the community blog. Then there are other things on publications that is being managed by community operations. Like there is a developer operation and there is a community operation. You are not working in a company, you are working in a community. You are managing a community, so community operations, ComOps. And documentation, that's updating the wikis, manuals and all. Okay, so how many of you have net access right now on the mobile? Okay, so I will just, whosoever is having them, so I will be telling you how to start the Fedora project right now, how you can get your account created and start. So the first thing is creating your account, related to creating your identity for Fedora. This identity will be used all over the place in Fedora network. Be it package testing network, be it wiki, be it release validation, community operations, blog, magazine, anything. So just visit this URL. So this is the account system of Fedora. Admin.fedoraproject.org. This is also like a FAS, Fedora account system. Okay, so let's get started with just click on join Fedora or new account. Just click on new account. Like if someone is not having the net access, they can just write the URL. Also, we will be uploading this video to YouTube where you can refer it again. But yes, if you want to, you can just write it down. So I don't know exactly why is this 3G. So might be the people who are just trying have got their form loaded. You can just start with sign up with your account. Although I already have an account, so like while you sign up, so I was talking about like mailing list where you can introduce yourself. So the mailing list of Fedora lies at lists.fedoraproject.org. To subscribe to any mailing list here, you will require your Fedora account, which you created at admin.fedoraproject.org. So, yeah, let's see. So here are the lists. Like there are lots of lists actually. Developers, development discussion related to Fedora. Then there's users जो use करते हैं. Then test or testing and quality assurance purpose. So let's. So, like this is a mailing list of Fedora quality assurance and release engineering. People here are like submitting their reports or introducing themselves for quality assurance purpose. Like if I want to contribute to package testing, I want to contribute to release engineering, I will just go here. And how our introduction mail is given, like let's see. Getting it? A person who was new to the community joined the mailing list and introduced himself, like from where he got to know about the community, what are his interests, what he is doing, and where he will like to contribute. So you get it, like this person Suraj has given his own introduction. So this was one. Let me show you like how it went in mind. So this is the mailing list of community operations, which I posted to before. Like I submitted an article actually to the community blog. So this was how it happened. Yeah. This was my introduction to the community operations team in Fedora. So this is something like you have to know कि आप अगर contribution करना चाहते हो, अपना introduction देना चाहते हो,